That's one of the species I do love. I know some people might not think they're the prettiest, but they still respect them. They are a lot of fun. And yeah, once again, I'm just trying to think of things to say. As I've been chatting all week, as you might have known, but that's quite all right. It's a lot of fun. It's like Peter's back with some stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
If it works,
right.
I'm going to see that.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
just something
see.
to.
And also, it seems like luckily the cameras are not in a good position. But as you've heard the story all throughout the week, we've had little bits of rain here and there. That we've been on standby for some of the drives, and getting it. So I'm feeling a few drops now, and that's been the main question of the week: is it going to rain today, or do you think there's going to be rain today? But
It feels like it might be rain just now.
yeah, there is. There's a few drops right now.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to try and do something with this quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And like Simon said, the actual rain is coming. So
Yeah.
I think Rex will come out this side again. Simon's going to find the control again.
All
We're
right.
playing a bit of musical chairs.
Yeah, it's fun music chairs and bush.
Cool, man.
All right.
That's Simon. Now, there's a couple of things I was going to quickly mention, and not to make it too long for you. But this should still be in workable condition. And Rex, are you coming out this side? Two things. One is the small thing is that after Simon was talking just now about being camera shy. Many of you might think I'm joking. People often literally laugh at me when I tell them that I am innately a shy person, and certainly were camera shy until not too long ago. And along that time, obviously, a lot of those things disappear, and you get more used to it, and then you guys play a big role in it. And something I spoke about many fireside chats ago, probably 2-3 months ago, was Facebook. And today I did something that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and basically I've started accepting many of you that have approached on Facebook or sort of asked about it onto that. It's obviously a very personal space, and something that I have to think about for quite a while. Not because I don't trust you. Obviously, I trust you very much. I've said that many times before. But just because over time it could be more and more people. So it's something I'm quite excited about. Actually, once I did it was a feeling. Now, again, this ties into everything we do, I think, in terms of how we do it. You know, the wildlife we see and how we see it is something very special. This afternoon was a brilliant experience. Again, this was an afternoon game drive that I'll remember for a long time for many reasons. And it sort of all ties into that. It's really something in many ways, I think, new. The relationship that we're developing. I certainly can feel it. I know that you can. Rexon and Graham and Simon, that's been here for a while now, and everyone else that will get involved over time, we'll see that more and more. So it's something I just want to mention, and again, thank you very much. I mean, the level of trust it takes for someone, especially like me, who's a very private person, to do that is something that really just reflects for me how much you guys mean to us as well. So yeah, that's something that's going to be interesting. See what happens on that. Why I ran off just now, it's something I literally just sort of I thought about it the other day, and then I didn't know when to mention it and when not to again and so on. But I'm going to give you a very quick, I'll try and make it quick so it won't be a perfectly neat one, but obviously you can see I'm playing here with bark. This is still bark that I picked, you don't pick bark I guess, that I stripped the other day when that big elephant bull pushed over one of the large acacias there close to where we were looking for Karula tonight. And I got a whole bunch of it because it was just such a perfect opportunity. You know, you can, if you were in a survival situation, you can go out and get bark from trees, you know, by chopping it using a machete or a knife or something. But I don't like to do that generally. Ideally, I like to wait until there's bark naturally available. And obviously, the best way for that is when elephants push a tree over, like in this case. So I collected a whole bunch of it. And I'm going to make a very quick rope. Like I said, if you spend a bit of time on it, it tends to be much neater. But I'm going to make it for a reason. I'm going to try and tell you a story while I do it. If I can. This is a bit of a flat piece, it's a bit harder to roll, but obviously making rope has been something hugely important. The other day I was looking at a program on a very remote part of sort of northwestern Australia, not too far to the west from Darwin, where people were making these beautiful baskets that they've been making for years using specific aerial roots from a kind of not a tree that I specifically know, like a mangrove type of tree, big tree-ish looking. And they make these beautiful baskets, and they go out all over the world now, and the people live very traditional lifestyle, which was very beautiful to see. Generally speaking, when I've been fortunate enough to go into remoter parts of Africa, the traditional lifestyles I've seen tend to have very happy people, which is something I've always looked at in both from interest, but also just from an experience point of view. It is a phenomenal thing to work and be around happy people, even if you don't know them, and if you know them, obviously even more so. And again, as we mentioned just now, the fact that you guys are such a positive audience is such a formal word for me. Friends, viewers, guests, baskets, whichever of those you feel comfortable in, is something that is hugely popular, or not popular, it's usually positive for us. It means the fact that tonight we can just be 3 people in the whole camp, and we can run around and play around, and I feel like you're still watching. I don't know, maybe we watch that screen now and there's 2 people watching. But it means a lot when people are happy. That's what I'm getting to before I ramble off too far. Now what I'm making here is the way that people have been making rope for ages. I was actually watching these people, Aboriginal people, making these baskets, and they were making it exactly the same way, except they weren't rolling it on a pair of jeans. They were rolling it straight on their legs, which I've tried before. I've got quite hairy legs. It's very painful, so I've stopped doing that. But we spoke about the Christmas event last Sunday, and I know that that's going very well. Thank you so much for everyone that is involved and has been involved and will be involved with it already. And something that sort of popped up, and Graham mentioned as well, and something I thought of as well, and also a couple of our viewers and friends and guests and audience, whichever one of those again fits for you, asked about it. A while back I made these bracelets. Every now and again I braid this rope, and to do a quick thing, I'm sure Rexon will give you a different view, so I'll try and just show it a bit better, is obviously making it, it's not that long. If you have the right bark, it's often the hardest part of making good rope, is getting the correct bark. And it's a fairly interesting way. All you do is you basically create a bit of kinetic energy, I guess is maybe the right word, I could be wrong, but you basically create tension in the bark, and then you let that tension go, naturally twist into this beautiful rope shape. Now to bring that back to happy people and to Christmas is the wee angels, which many of you that are watching at the moment are part of the wee angels already. Some of you might know what it is, and some of you might not know. Those are people that have been involved previously with a beautiful project that really brought a lot of smiles to Rexon's face, for instance. You can change battery quickly, Rex. Rex is just going to quickly change the battery. Maybe I'm talking too long. All good again, Rex? Alright, back on picture. Is that you guys got involved sending the kids from Dixie to a movie in Nelspruit and having a meal, and they all experienced the bits we all saw, and it was amazing. I mean, just Rexon's face alone, never mind the children that had the experience when he was talking about around the fire, was something very special. Now, from that, the next sort of thing we're going to do in Dixie is Christmas. And again, it's been explained a bit, we've talked about it, we're not going to make too much of it, but just to tell you if you haven't heard about it, we're going to have Christmas on Christmas Day in Dixie with the whole village. There's about 350 people, of which a large number of those are children from the age of, Rexon, like what? From like this, from small to, how do you say the Makulu Madora, the old one, like this. So everyone from this to this are going to be there. We're going to have a big Christmas, we're going to have food and cool drinks, and everyone's going to be together, and you're going to be there as well. It's going to be shared and showed to you live. So everyone is welcome to come and join and see a bit of a different Christmas. Keep in mind, down here in the southern hemisphere, it's summertime in Christmas, so it's hot. Might be a day of 38 degrees Celsius, it might be raining, but it certainly won't be snowing. And we're going to have a fantastic event. Those, of course, will be made possible directly by the wee angels and people's contribution. Now, why I'm making this rope and trying to tell you the story at the same time is, since people have asked about this occasionally, because obviously it looks quite pretty, is I'm going to try and make enough bracelets that we can get them. So I just have to turn legs now, because you have to turn it the other way. Basically, once you've braided this, so there you've got your piece of rope now. And if you can maybe, Rex, just get there a bit closer. It's a bit far away for you to see it properly, but there you can see it. Nice texture. I should have cleaned my nails before this, I think. Flip it around, you fold it double, and this is important. You can stay close, Rex. I'll try not to move my hand too much, because this is going to, for those of you that get bracelets, you'll want to understand this part of it. So I've just rolled the rope. Now I'm folding it double, which makes it stronger, but it also makes it neater. And if you look up here where my fingers, this side, there you can see it's forming a natural little loop there now. So again, as you do that, the rope curls up naturally until you get to the end of the piece of rope. Now you've got this perfect little, sorry, I'm moving fast there for you. There we go. You've got that perfect little loop there. Now to put this around your wrist,